Hey, welcome. We're going to look again this week at John chapter 21, which is the third of the resurrection appearances of Jesus, and I might say a very important one. Jesus is aware that he's about to ascend to heaven at the right hand of his Father and is going to leave the ministry to the whole world in the hands of the disciples. And so he has a conversation with Peter after breakfast that really reveals for us, I think, an accurate motive for ministry. As you know, Peter is the one who denied Jesus in the judgment hall. Peter is the one who decided to go fishing. And after breakfast, Jesus walked with him along the seashore to have a little conversation about motive for ministry, I believe. Most of us, if we'd had a conversation with Jesus, at least in our minds, it wouldn't have been the kind of conversation that Peter had. Jesus asked Peter the same question 3 times. Peter, do you love me? That was the predominant concern on Jesus' mind as he would send the apostles into their ministry in the world. Many times we can imagine a conversation with Jesus where he would say to us, do you remember what you did? Do you remember your denial? Do you remember the little girl around the fire? Do you know how alone you left me? Do you really feel sorry about that? Are you really repentant? Do you recognize how necessary forgiveness is for that behavior? That seems to be the way we think too often. I recognize in this text that a motivation for ministry never comes from guilt. It doesn't come from shame. It doesn't come from disappointment or humiliation. Motivation from ministry is not a form of compensation, which originally meant to make up for something or to make things equal and even. Ministry is never an attempt to make a wrong right. Ministry springs from love and from no other source. I learned that lesson practically. We have a man who lives on the street in our neighborhood that will visit our home occasionally. His name's Bob Montgomery. Bob stopped by one day and spoke to me and ultimately asked me for money and for a ride, and I was able to give him $5 and a short ride. And I knew that there was no tension in my heart whatsoever about doing so because I loved Bob Montgomery. Loving others is a great source of challenge, and it can be hard work, and it can be heartbreaking in many ways. But with regard to motive, when the motive is love, everything in the heart is smooth. There's no tension. There's no question. There's no reluctance to serve when the motive is love. And so in this passage, Jesus establishes his plan for us is to be people that are lovers. May God help us this week as we walk with him and as we walk with neighbors to understand what it means to have his love in our hearts. May God bless you this week as you love others in Christ's name. And thank you for joining us for Just the Meat and Potatoes.